is up, my children, my babies, my lovelies? I'm back again with another video, another episode, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's Jaya Brown, Mother J, and welcome to Child Please, a Mother's Diary. I am so excited to be back because I have been gone for a long time, child, and I need to do better, okay? This one episode a month thing, it's not gonna cut it, okay? It's not gonna cut it. But anyway, y'all, I'm so happy to be back to this episode, especially because this episode just means so much to me. It means the world to me. And I feel like we're at a time right now in this world where we just need to let go and let God. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into anything, child, I got my drink with me. Y'all already know. Let me take a good sip. ASMR. Anyway, yes, I got my drink with me. Y'all know how we do. Make sure y'all grab y'all's wine, y'all's whatever y'all want to listen to, and let's wind down and let's get into this episode, okay? But this episode is extremely important. And like I said, I feel like we are in this time in our lives where like we just all need to just let go and let God. Right now, the world is going through a recession. Child, freaking grocery prices are sky high. Gas is crazy. Okay. It's mass shootings. It's this, it's that. People are getting I mean, it's just so much going on. The Supreme Court is out here ruling things out. You know, it's just, I can't even explain to you how much is going on. And on top of all the worldly things, you're dealing with things that are going on in the inside, your personal life, your family, your friends, your relationships. And you worry about so many things to the point where you forget the fact that God is here and that God is the only way to help you throughout this journey of trying to figure life out. Okay. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, because I don't know if some of y'all know, or if some of y'all have been keeping up with me on TikTok or a little bit on Instagram, or maybe even have just been watching my podcast and have known that I've been going through this transition in my life that I want to be a little bit more transparent with y'all about, so that y'all can understand why this episode today is called Let Go and Let God. Okay. So first of all, let me just let y'all know a little update if some of y'all do not know. Okay. I be feeling so nervous talking about it, but it's like it's been a month and a half now. No, 2 months. 2 months? 2 months? Month, 2 months. Yeah, it's been about 2 months. It's been about 2 months. So y'all, I am no longer a news anchor. Some of my people who follow me, y'all already have known this news. I haven't really exactly disclosed it on Instagram like fully yet, but I definitely know that TikTok, y'all already know, okay? I am no longer a news anchor. And it's a lot of things that were happening with me personally, but it's also one of the best decisions I feel like I could have ever made. And it's not that I don't want to continue to be in that type of industry. It was just the station that I was at. Now, some of y'all may not know, I took a leap of faith, really, and I moved from Atlanta all the way down to Kansas. Culture shock. Let's talk about it. I took a leap of faith, y'all, okay? Moved, left my family, left my friends, left everything I known and loved, left bomb food. I mean, we can really go down the list of how many good things I left. And I started a whole new life in Kansas. And so my job that I had at the time basically brought me out here. And so it was something new for me. I love the aspect of just being behind camera. Don't get me wrong. But there was just so many times where I felt myself crying. We're not going to get emotional. We're not going to go there. But there was just so many times where I've literally had to like run off set and like go in the bathroom and just literally bawl my eyes out. And if anybody knows me personally, you know I'm not a crier. I don't cry. But it's just like, it's been so many times where I just felt like I could not take it anymore and I just needed a breakthrough. There was a lot of things going on behind the scenes, not figuratively, but literally, okay? A lot of things that were going on behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't know about. And I went to work every single day and tried to push through with a smile and tried to, understand my worth and, go by what I know and what I believe. But I think it was just so hard because I was being challenged every single day. I was being discriminated. Words were being used against me that were just super harsh, and the way I was treated was just out of this world, literally. And just, it was a lot. And so leaving out of that journey was a very hard thing for me, but it was something that I had to do for my mental. But also too, it was a whole bunch of things that came after that. Now I am going to make a separate podcast about a tell all about what happened, because I know a lot of people were following my journey. So I feel like y'all do earn the right to know. And a lot of my following came from me being a news anchor. Y'all were on my TikTok every second of the hour when I was going live on TikTok. Y'all was there, child. So I feel like y'all do deserve to know exactly what happened. Of course, not every single last detail, but it also is going to help with me and just like my mental, just letting it out, because I haven't really told a lot of people exactly what happened. So, anyways, moving on from that journey, I sat in my car, y'all. Literally, the day that I left my job, it was May 9th. I'm sorry, it was May 8th. I packed all my stuff so gracefully, y'all. I was actually smiling while packing up my bags. I was like, thank you, Jesus. I was out of there. Zipped up my bag, I was gone. Okay. Um, and they actually did me a favor. But anyway, so I sat in my car and I didn't even cry, but I just remember looking at myself and being like, my life is about to completely change. And this is not the first time my life has took a drastic change, but I was like, my life is about to completely change. And I really had to learn how to trust God in this moment, because I left my job with no other job on the back end. Okay. I had nothing. I had nothing. Mind you, I was going to be leaving for Jamaica in 3 days. I had a whole trip, but God works. Yeah, that's what showed you God works, though. That's what showed you how God worked, because I mean, literally, I left my job and I had a vacation booked. So it was like I got a chance to just like free my mind on the Jamaican waters. Okay, people from our job are calling me like, "Girl, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" I'm like, "Sorry, can't answer. Bye bye. I'm in Jamaica." Beep beep. Let's take a drink to that. I miss Jamaica. Mm. Anyway, ciao. So, but yeah, so, and I was like, my life is completely about to change, and I just did not know what to do. I was just like, oh my God, I'm locked up in all these emotions. But I had this weird feeling that came against me. Y'all, I can't even explain it to y'all. And honestly, even thinking about it is kind of making me tear up, but I'm gonna try not to mess up my makeup, child, because I gotta go to work in a few. But I had this weird feeling come against me, and it was this feeling of like relaxation. And it hit me out of nowhere. And I swear it was God touching me, letting me know I'm gonna be okay. Oh Lord. I don't like to cry. I hate crying. But for real, God told me I was gonna be okay. I was sitting there. I was just about to step into start worrying, because I'm the type of person that likes to have everything single last thing together. I want to make sure everything is not perfect, but I just want to also make sure I have a backup plan. I want to make sure financially I'm not down. And God just came to me and he was like, you are going to be okay. Long as you trust, believe, and have faith in me, I got you. And I didn't even know how to respond. I just pulled out of the drive-through. I said, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord." I pulled out the drive-through and I was gone. And I never looked back. I never went back. When they asked me to return my things, girl, I gave it to my coworker. I said, "Give it back to him. I will not be returning to that place. That place is my past. That place is done. God has told me that he's gotten me. He's had me when I moved here. And I know he's going to have me throughout my journey of me leaving there." Okay. And so God has been blessing me ever since. But I'm telling y'all, it was not easy. It was not easy, especially because you're leaving out of a situation where you had a job, you had financial stability, to absolutely nothing. And I had to trust that God was going to be with me every step of the way. I had to trust that financially I was going to be okay, that God was going to work it out for me. Y'all, I had to really think back, because I think a lot of times we forget, how far God has gotten us in life. That same prayer that you were praying, you're living in it right now in this moment. And we forget that. And we forget to thank God when we're in those spaces that we're in right now. I have forgotten my blessings. I prayed for this very apartment that I'm in. I prayed for everything. And it may not be exactly how I wanted it, but God gave me what I wanted and more, and I just couldn't see it. And so right now, I'm in my place that I literally just prayed for, and I'm still praying, asking for more, not even dwelling in what I got in the now. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so after I separated from my job, I had to think about the fact that, oh my goodness, like when I started to get into a place of worry, I had to think about, wow, just 8 months ago, let's talk about it. Just 8 months ago, I had no job. I was leaving my apartment. My lease was up. Okay. I wanted a new car. I wanted to move out of Atlanta. Not saying I want to move to Kansas, but I did want to move out of Atlanta. I wanted to move out of Atlanta. I wanted to get a job. I literally had no job after I graduated. I was so worried about my future. I thought I was a failure. I was like, what in the world? Like, I just crossed the stage. I have no job, no nothing. Like, what in the world? And God literally placed it all in my hand within a span of a few weeks. He showed me exactly what he can do within a span of a few weeks. Everything, my entire life changed within a span of a few weeks. Immediately, I got a job offer to be a news anchor. No experience, y'all. Let's talk about it. I got a job offer to be a news anchor. I was moving to an apartment that is very nice, my dream apartment, things that I've prayed for. I got a new car, okay? And I moved out of Atlanta. Everything I prayed for that has shown, God has shown me. And so so every time I get into that worrisome place, he says to me all the time, why are you worrying? I've showed you time and time again that I got you. See, that's how me and God talk. Okay, we like this. So that's how we talk. You know what I'm saying? My God's a gangster. So that's how we talk. He was like, why do you keep worrying? I told you I got you. And he's shown me that through and through. And I'm still sitting here worrying like he has not shown me everything and more. That like he has not given me everything and more. You know what I'm saying? And like I just said earlier, of course, I didn't pray to move to Kansas, but he took me out of my situation that I was in. You see what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of times for us as human beings, because we don't understand it, because we cannot see it in our faces at that exact moment, we tend to worry about a lot of things. But you have to take a step back to think about what God has done for you in your past and how you're living in your now of everything that you've prayed for. Because I've gotten to a place where I have literally sat here in this apartment that I prayed for, in the car that I paid for, that I prayed for, everything. And I'm still asking for more. And I never sat and just thanked God for everything that I have right now. How selfish of me. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm not going to beat myself up about it because I'm a human being. But what I'm not going to do is continue to keep asking for more and more and more and more when I'm not even able to take in what I have. What makes me think that God wants to continue to keep blessing me if I'm not able to be grateful for the blessings that I have right now? You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm learning that. And so that's why I say let go and let God, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to trust God in order to get far in life. And I'm even saying this to myself because I'm still in this situation to where like I'm still worrying a little bit, but I have to be able to trust God. And I saw this tweet, y'all. Let me read y'all out this tweet that I saw because it really hit me. And I was like, oh my God, girl, let me screenshot this, Joe. Because it really hit me. It says having faith is so crazy because it's like you can't fully explain why you trust that things are going to work out, but you just know that they will. You just know that they will. You have to have faith in God and the things that he's done for you. I'm really trying not to choke up during all of this right now because it's been really hard for me to make this episode, transparent moment. It's been really hard for me to make this episode because y'all know I do always talk about God on my podcast. You know, I sprinkle it here and there. But I always get scared to make a full episode about it because I'm like, God, I don't know the right words to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, say anything wrong or whatever. And God has really been pushing me to say this. Like, this is an episode that I've had to turn back to and just remake because this is something that people need to know while we're in these hard times. And I have to keep understanding that. And remember when I told y'all that I had that wave of just like, it just felt like God's hands was touching me. And I had this wave of peace in me when I sat in my car after I separated with my job. That was that wave of just God telling me that I'm going to be okay. And that was that wave of faith. Faith literally took over my body. And at my hardest times where I literally had nothing, I had no job, no money, I did not know how I was going to pay my rent. Let's talk about it. My car payment. Okay, drink to that because I'm thinking about it, child. I was going on a whole vacation in 3 days, didn't know how I was going to make it through in these Jamaican streets. I'm like, what am I going to do? And this wave of faith just hit me. And I started in the car, I just started listing everything I was grateful for and how everything works out in God's timing. I swear on everything, me going to Jamaica was all in God's timing. I didn't even go on my birthday. It was for my birthday trip. I didn't even go on my birthday. It was all in God's timing. And I'm telling you, God worked in such mysterious ways. And so that's why that tweet right there really made me think like, you just never know. And faith is so weird because you don't know why you believe, but you just believe. But I feel like as I'm talking, I know my why. Why I believe is because God has shown me time and time again. You know what I'm saying? Like he's shown me that time and time again. And we as human beings, we can't keep forgetting the things that God has done for us. And so right now, it's like I said, it's been 2 months since after I left my job. And right now, of course, I'm not doing exactly what I want to do and exactly what I graduated for, but God has taken care of me. I've been able to pay my rent. I've been able to travel still. And literally, you can ask me how I've been able to do this. I do not know. The only answer I can literally tell you is God. I'm not even joking. God blessed me with 2 jobs. Okay. Not only that, if some of y'all don't know, I also braid hair on the side. I've been braiding hair since I've been in college, actually, but I've been braiding hair a lot more. God has blessed my business. So he will bless you in so many ways and more. I'm telling you, time and time again, like he will literally keep blessing you. But what you have to do is let go and let God. Because here's the thing that I want to touch on is that we get so wrapped up in worldly things, but God is above this world. Okay, he knows this world. He knows what's coming next. He knows what comes with before and after. He knows what's happening tomorrow before we even know what's happening tomorrow. So we have to tell ourselves again and again. And granted, it is hard. It is hard and it's easier said than done, okay? But we have to tell ourselves, why are we worrying about worldly things and we're worried about tomorrow? And God already has our life mapped out for us. He literally already has our life painted out for us. Every step of the way, he knows exactly how everything was going to move. He knew that I was going to leave my job. He knew my job was going to be this way. He knew after he knew I was going to move from this place to Kansas. Like everything is planned and everything is done for a reason. Okay. And you really have to believe that life is for a reason in order for you to even have faith. You have to believe that God does have your life mapped out for you in order for you to be in the season that you're in right now. And like I said in the beginning of this podcast, we're all in this very this season that I feel like it's very interchangeable. We're all in this season where like we're all just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But we cannot do things on our own. This is why I always say that God made man, and when he made them with two, because we're not supposed to do things on our own. We do not have all the answers. We have to go to the higher power, literally. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I've had to learn throughout this journey is that I need to let go and let God. I cannot control everything. I'm always that type of person that tries to have my hand in literally every single thing. And I'm trying to figure out how I can do this and how I can do that. Pay attention to what I said in the beginning of the podcast. I'm trying to figure out, I need to make sure my financials is this and this and this and this and everything needs to be right. And it's just like everything does not need to fall into place because I don't know all the answers. I don't. So I have to look at the person who does. You understand what I'm saying? And so, even though life continues to get harder and even though, you feel like you're taking 2 steps up. Y'all know when people be like, I feel like I'm taking 2 steps up in life. I finally just got my paycheck and then the bill comes, whatever the case may be. But even though you already know life is going to be that way, are you going to keep complaining about it? Like, are you going to keep complaining about the fact of how life is already going to be? Or are you just going to live life to the fullest? Are you just going to give it all your faith to God so that he could be able to bless you with more? Like complaining is not going to get me absolutely nowhere. When I was in my job and I was sitting here complaining and just so mad and so stressed out, I literally got nowhere. But I swear to y'all, I tell to y'all, I finally was like, I need to go to God and I need to talk to God about this. And I was praying and I was praying and I kept having dreams. I kept having very vivid dreams about me leaving my job. And it's really, really weird. But like, I just kept having all these dreams and I'm like, what's going on? Da da da. And once I got my prayer, I feel like I had my answers. But my complaining got me absolutely nowhere, but made me even mad, going into work mad, angry. And I don't even like to use the words angry because that's what was used against me. And I'm not an angry person. And anybody that knows me or takes the time out to get to know me know that I'm not an angry person. So I don't want to make myself the words that were used against me. But instead, I was frustrated because of the way I was treated and the way my emotions was making it out to be. It was just so much going on and so much emotions inside of me. But once I prayed, I swear to you, God gave me the path. He gave me the answers, you know? And so I feel like this is also another time because, like I said, life continues to move on and life continues to give you obstacles. And I feel like even right now, I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? Because I've been feeling in this place of not necessarily a failure, but for lack of better terms, a failure. Because I'm like, okay, everybody knew that I was a news anchor. Now that I'm not a news anchor, and nobody really, people are now figuring it out, and my family is now figuring it out. My family is just like, oh, like what in the world's going on? Why is Jaya not da da da? And I was just bragging to her about this person to this person about how she's on the news and da da da. And I've been feeling so sad because I'm like, oh my God, I let my people down. And that's been the hardest part for me because I've been feeling like I let everybody down. I've been feeling like I let Black people down. Oh my gosh. I do not want to cry. I do not want to cry about this, but if I cry, so be it. But I've been feeling like I let Black people down. Um, and I didn't know what to do because I knew that I made so many people happy with me being on the news, but I knew that it was just something I couldn't take it anymore. It was just so much going on that I just couldn't do anymore. And I think once I let go and let God let me know the next path in my life and then give me the journey that I'm supposed to actually be on, I realized that I can't do everything for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? And I realized also too that me being a news anchor does not make me because I've been an amazing person before all of this. And that's why I tell you, children, don't feel like, you're letting people down or don't feel like just because you're in this season of life where things might not look like how you want it to be, but don't think that you are a failure in that because you're not. Everybody goes through a troubling season. But it's all about how you get through that season is what matters the most. And I think right now I may not be doing exactly what I want to do, but if I can show God that this is how I can be and this is how I can turn to him, but if I could show God that I can turn to him in this season right now in my hardest times, he will bless me abundantly. Okay? And he will bless you abundantly. So it's all about how you are in your troubling seasons. It's all about that obstacle. That's why people say all the time, like, you don't want that easy life where you just ski past life, because then you don't really truly understand what it is to hit rock bottom. You have to hit rock bottom. And so, like I said again, like just feeling like I've just been this failure and I'm letting everybody down, but I'm like, I know what was going on behind the scenes. And for me personally, I could not continue to keep pushing through. And I'm telling y'all, to wrap this all up, I'm telling y'all, it makes me so happy because on the last days that I was going to separate from my job, God was showing me that people were happy for me and they will continue to be happy for me on my journey. I remember I was out shooting a show, I was out shooting, and so many Black people in the community were like, "Oh my God, like I love waking up to you and watching you on the news." I went through the drive-through, the McDonald's drive-through. Child, get me some fries, a large fry. And the lady was like, "Oh my gosh, like you're that girl from the news. Like my dad loves you." I have to tell him that I saw you on the news. That I saw you in the drive-through line. And at first, I took that as, "Oh my God, I can't leave my job. I can't stop this. Like I can't leave this because people are depending on me." But then God showed me once I separated from my job. God showed me, no, 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 no. That's not what I tried to tell you. That's not the message I was sending to you. I was sending those people to you to show you the influence and the impact that you have on people, how you can do that anywhere. If you can do that in Kansas, you can do that anywhere. And it's making me so emotional right now, even talking about it, because it's just like, I'm just now realizing that, because I keep thinking over and over again that I'm letting everybody down and that I've let everybody down. But nobody's being let down in this process, because I am still up and it's still more from me. And I'm still going to do so much more in my life I'm, because I was blessed. I was blessed to be here. I am meant to be here. Everything that God, like I said again, everything that I have in life is meant to be. And so he already has this life mapped up for me. God will never put me in type of any situation. He will never put you in type of any situation to where you are bound to fail, ever. So you should never think of yourself as a failure. Instead, you need to think of yourself as this being a test. Okay. And so in the end, God is going to show you how much you really mean in this world. And so how much you need to keep pushing, because again, he has he has your life already mapped out for you already. So, whew, child, y'all done made me cry like 2 times up here. Let me take a drink. Y'all done made me cry 2 times. I'm done with y'all. Okay. But I hope that y'all take these words, don't take them lightly, really let them sit on your heart. Pray about this, take notes about this, let go and let God. You do not know the answers in life. God has your life mapped out for you. Remember what I'm telling you, children. I love y'all so much. Hopefully, me being transparent, okay, will show y'all that all of this stuff is true and it's working inside of me now. This is not in the past. This is still happening in the now, right now, okay? So I don't want y'all to think anything. And y'all know this is hard for me, okay? Because y'all know I have a problem with being a little transparent. Not saying I'm fake or anything, but y'all know that I don't really like to tell anything that's going on with me personally. But I felt like I had to come up here and share with y'all what's going on with me, so y'all can really truly understand that letting go and letting God is so important, because we do not know all the answers, okay? So I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for listening. Please make sure y'all rate this podcast 5 stars, okay? So that y'all can keep seeing more of my face. I need to get some engagement out of this, okay? But anyway, love y'all so much. Make sure y'all watch my other episodes. The season is about to end real soon, so make sure that y'all catch up with all my episodes on Child Please a Mother's Diary. Mother J is out. Bye.